I hope that you are enjoying this summit. We are here for day 2 with an incredible human, my coach, my friend, Dara Lee Simmons. And listen, man, just a year ago, Dara Lee found herself in a position that many can relate to, and you might be one of them. Overweight, struggling to rise from the floor, and constantly exhausted, often needing an afternoon nap throughout the day. Yep, right. Her journey to reclaim her health has been transformative, bringing her to a place of vibrancy and boundless energy. Beyond her current focus on wellness, Dara Lee has devoted her professional career to empowering individuals with disabilities. Her extensive background as a special education teacher and school principal, that's not stressful, right? Has made her a staunch advocate for creating inclusive environments that uplift every individual involved. Her passion for health and wellness has been a cornerstone throughout her life, steering her towards holistic living and a balanced approach to well-being. And the cool thing is, I am a result of this. So I'm here to tell you everything that we're sharing with you is 100%, right? She's a powerhouse. Upon retiring, Dara founded Ditch the Diet. And that's what we're here to
Yes.
talk about today, a program derived from her lifelong learning and personal experiences. This initiative is dedicated to helping women incorporate straightforward, powerful steps toward health transformation, self-discovery, and sustainable weight loss. So Dara's tailored approach is the key words here, is designed to help participants achieve health goals seamlessly, marking the beginning of their own journey towards a healthier, more fulfilled life. Dara Lee, welcome to the summit.
Wow. Thank you, Kim, for that intro. Woo!
I am telling
Oh my
you, I
gosh.
just love watching you in action, and I love your approach. Vitality and longevity is what so many of us are looking for. And our attendees in this summit, some of us are entrepreneurs, some of us are not. And I love that no matter who you are, no matter where you are, this too is an inclusive environment. So I've got questions for you, baby. You
Okay,
ready?
great. Bring them on. I'm
You
ready.
know, we've seen it all. We've seen it all. So I need to know, and they need to know, what makes your program different than others out there.
Okay, Kim, I've tried them all. Okay. I've done all the diets. I've lost the weight, gained it back, lost the weight, gained it back, like probably a lot of people on here. I know you and I have talked about that before. And what I discovered was the power of brain training. And before you ask what that is, I let me just tell you that is really mindset on steroids. So it comes down to really digging deep to figure out your why, right?
Mm.
Why is it that you want to lose the weight? And really dig deep. And this is one thing that I really help people do. For me, it was, I realized, like you said, I was having trouble getting up off the floor after playing with my grandchildren, right? And I realized at 65 years old, I feel I have another 30 years to go, right? Give or take. And I want to continue with vitality, with the ability to do all the things. I mean, this past winter, I was able to go skiing with the grandchildren. It was fabulous. And I knew that I needed to find a way. So once I really tied into that mindset piece, and again, I've been a student of mindset for years. It's just been another one of my passions, just personal development. I discovered it when I was in my 30s, and I just love listening to all the great motivators, right? And so when I discovered, like, when we rewire our brains to start thinking of ourselves as someone who wants to eat healthy, who wants to, feel better in our bodies, wants more energy, and really, it takes time for that rewiring to happen because we have been wired to eat a certain way, like anything that's in front of us, we want to eat it, right? And there's a big story behind all of, why we're so addicted to that foods, but it's really the power of the the mindset activities that I offer to people. And that's really a big key of it, because you can have the best plan but until you get it right up here, there's no plan that's really going to work.
I love that. I love that so much. And I think for many of us, we see the weight come off and then it comes on twice as much. And it's really because we avoid that root problem, the root cause. So I love that you tackle that. And you are your walking product. When you said 65, I was like, lies, lies. There's no way. There's no way. So I love that. I love that. And so I really want to dig deep. I want the truth. I want the meat. And I know that's why you're here. Because we think we know ourselves. We think we know what our biggest struggle is when it comes to weight loss. But from your perspective, you're the expert. You've seen it, you've done it, you've helped people with it. What do you find is truly people's biggest struggle when it comes to the weight loss?
I think their biggest struggle, besides the mindset, right? Really figuring out their why. Then it comes down to, what do I eat, right? And we are bombarded by highly processed foods. And what I mean by highly processed foods is foods that have some food substances in it, but also have a lot of chemicals, a lot of artificial flavors, artificial colors, preservatives, all of those chemicals in there. And I will share with you that the food industry hires scientists whose sole job it is to make that food as irresistible as they can. And they're actually called, get this, craveability experts. Okay, that's their job, to make this food as craveable as they possibly can. And um, so when we grab those, already prepared meals, those snacks, those all of that stuff that comes in packages that's full of all that stuff, we actually do get addicted to those foods. And there are studies that show that the same areas of the brain light up in people when they're presented with, a big old bag of chips or Doritos or chocolate cake. Those same areas of the brain light up as if someone who were addicted to alcohol or drugs, if they were shown that, those same areas. So it has been proven that we actually do get addicted to these foods. So one of the things that I really recommend is that you either eliminate or significantly reduce is probably a better way to go about, because honestly, it's hard to completely eliminate all, highly processed food, because even like the breads that we buy would be considered a highly processed food. And I know most people are not going to bake their own bread, although there's a big sourdough push these days, and a lot of people do, right? But there are, the closer you can get to just whole natural foods and making that 90% of your diet is going to make a huge difference. And when I teach people like the power of food, and both ways, right? What happens when we continue to eat all of these highly processed foods and sugars and all of that. And then what happens when you start to wean those out of your diet, right? And I am not one to say, okay, you can never have a Dorito again. No, that's not what it's about. But if you're eating Doritos every single day, and I don't mean to pick on Doritos, it could be any kind of snack food, any kind of artificial, the artificial sweeteners, the artificial sodas, right? When you have them every single day, we need to just start weaning people off of them. And that's really what I help people do, is let's figure out the biggest challenge that you have and we whittle that away. That's really the key for me. And I think as a special education teacher, I am the ninja of individualized attention, right? Like I know how to figure out exactly what it is that's triggering you and help you wean that off before we go to the next step and wean the next thing. So it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. And that's one reason why diets really don't work, Kim, because diets say, okay, you can't ever, or you have to count all the calories, you got to count all the carbs, whatever, you can never have any carbs. So no, like I'm never going to tell anybody. I still have a pizza once in a while. I love pizza. It's one of my, favorite, kind of snack foods. I have it maybe once every 2 months, but I have it once in a while, right? And but that's really once you get into understanding how all of the foods impact you, it's easier to make those decisions and we start whittling away at the ones that have the biggest impact.
I'm going to do something a little different and a little backwards. I mean, we should be mad right now. We should be mad. If you're listening to this, you should be mad that there are scientists hired that are craveability experts to dupe us. I feel duped.
Yeah.
And when I started working with Dara Lee, I was drinking, honestly, probably 3 Diet Cokes every single day. And she helped me completely. My brain never thought it was possible for me to not have Diet Coke in my house and in my shopping cart, and I haven't. It's been months. And my husband looked at me the other day. He's like, "Do you want me to pick up any Diet Coke at Sam's?" I'm like, "No, I don't. Ew, I don't even want that. And if I even attempted to, all I can taste is chemical, and all I can think of are the bastards hired to dupe us." So I'm mad, right? Let's be real. Let's be so real right now. We've tried to do this ourselves. I don't think it's possible for us to be our own accountability partners. So you have a Ditch the Diet bundle. I would love for you to share a little bit about that. That is your gift that you brought for us, and it is a gift. So
Yeah.
tell us about that, and then I have a follow-up question for you.
Okay. This is a super fun gift. It's a great gift. And I put it together actually for this summit and for our book launch. And so what it has is my 3 steps, which are mindset, which I talked about, food, and movement, because our bodies are meant to move. And, I am not about, lifting weights and all of that. Um, it's really about just getting out and moving our bodies. Yes, some strength training is important, but to start, just start moving, maybe 10 minutes at a time. That's where I started. Honestly, it was 10 minutes on the treadmill. I was like, oh my gosh. And now, I walk for 30, 40, 50 minutes and, it doesn't feel like, big effort at all. It's just a part of what I do now, where I work in the garden, which I was out there this morning a little bit. Um, so those are the 3 keys to get started. Your mindset, and I teach a little bit about that, what to eat, and then also moving your body. Then the second gift is some powerful affirmations, because again, we need to rewire our brain. And the third thing is something that I really, actually, I'm super happy, excited to offer it. It's called 101 Salad Toppers. So as we're coming into summer, right, you're thinking about salads, and very often, what do you put on there? Some carrots, some cucumbers, some tomato, right? And so 101 things that you can add on top of your greens. So I offer a whole bunch of greens, and then after that, and they all happen to be plant-based, because I do believe that we all need to put more plants on our plate. Like really think about upping your plant intake, because that is going to make a big difference as well.
Ooh, get that bundle. I am
Yeah.
not kidding. When I got home from a 5-day cruise last week, the first thing I did was meal prep for the week with my big salad container in my fridge. And I have things on there that took my salad from boring to bomb. And I'm so happy. So grab that gift. So amazing. And my question for you is, girl, you're retired. You've been a principal. You've been like, why? Why are you here? Why are you doing this?
I knew, Kim, when I retired, and you and I had talked about this, and I wanted to be of service. Like, that's been my whole life. I love being of service to others. And I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do, right? I didn't know. And then once I started on this journey myself, I started sharing it with a few friends who started having success. And I said, you know what? This is so important. Like, it doesn't have to be complicated. We hear about, diets that are a lifestyle, but I actually teach you how to make this your lifestyle. That's what it has to be. It starts here because you've got to really not think of it as a diet. This is a way of life. This is a way to fuel your body so that you can live your healthiest, your most vibrant, your most excited life possible. And I want to share that with as many people as I possibly can.
What a true servant heart. Amazing career. Now you're a best-selling author and you are helping so many people, not just in the country, but thanks to technology around the world, reclaim their lives, put themselves back into the driver's seat and reclaim the power. And I'm so, so honored that you're here. Guys, please, I mean, you're here, you're taking the time, you've heard Dara Lee, grab her Ditch the Diet bundle. I have not seen anything like this, and it's important to have each and every component for your long-term success. And if I may, I have one final question for you, because a lot
Okay.
of our viewers are entrepreneurs, they're business builders. Some aren't, but some are. So I'm going to throw a curveball here, and I want to know from your perspective, why is this important as a business owner that we kind of lean into this design that you have for us?
You know, that's such a great question, Kim. And it really boils down to we hear a lot about self-care, right? And we as entrepreneurs sometimes put that on the back burner, right? Self-care. I see our health, our bodies, our vitality as the number one self-care activity that we can do. We need the energy. We are multitasking all the time. We're working late hours. We're, really, especially those of us who are coaches and, pouring into others. You can't continue to pour into others and pour into the business unless you pour into yourself. And your body is going to work so much better, and your brain. Okay, I didn't even talk about that, but food totally affects how your brain operates, how effective your brain can work. And there's so many studies, I'll just throw this in there, about how the food that we're eating now is going to affect us as we age, and the chances of getting Alzheimer's and dementia as we age increases the more that you're eating the wrong kinds of foods. So, eat better, exercise. I just read a great article on that, and it's all the things I promote, the, mindfulness and moving your bodies and staying socially active and eating just good, healthy foods. 90% of the time, okay? There's always time for ice cream. There's always time. You can always go to a party, you go out to dinner, you eat more than, what you should. But if 90% of the time you're fueling your body with good stuff, you're going to live a much longer, happier, healthier life.
Mm. Wow, you delivered, you over delivered. So, to our listener right now, the one thing that I really want you to take away from this interview and from Dara Lee's gift is that you're worth this.
Mm.
You're worth it. And that's the number one thing that we need to understand for ourselves. Ditch the diet bundle. Dara Lee, thank you so much for your time and for your expertise and for coming out of retirement.
Thank you so much, Kim, for having me and letting me be a part of the summit and the book and the whole thing. Thank you
Of
so much.
course. Congrats to you, and friends, we'll see you in the next interview. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.